I don't know if I actually like FromSoft storytelling arc. um, it's increasingly difficult to actually work out what is ever going on at any moment in Elden Ring, I think. At least regarding specific character interactions. No, that's too vague. What I mean is, there seems to be so much that is open to interpretation that seems significant, and like you should understand fully in order to understand the plot and the world. That you simply cannot, because of the nature of the storytelling, and it's becoming a little frustrating for me. I'm specifically thinking of Blythe and Iji, and Ronnie's deal with the fate and the stars. Riding America, which we haven't got to yet, but maybe I'll once I'm through the game, I'll be able to put my thoughts together better. I think that the overall plot is actually quite simple, but there's so many little intricacies that do not lend themselves well to. They lend themselves too well, actually, to analysis, I think is the problem. To the point where you can really fall down a rabbit hole, and I have done, and I've got so many bookmarked web pages and screenshotted threads and videos that I've been meaning to watch. To the point where it's just getting a little hard to hold on to what's actually going on that matters. Like I spent hours looking at Blythe, trying to understand more about Blythe and specifically the assassin who wore a Blythe outfit. And does we haven't got there in this playthrough yet, but does the kill switch that makes Blythe go insane and start murdering, start trying to kill Ronnie actually exist, and does that even happen? Or is it all kind of nonsense? Can I not target off with this? I'm realizing also that I'm feeling a little loopy. I wonder if this is vertigo or migraine. Maybe now's not the time for me to be playing Elden Ring. Yeah, I'm not sure. Just trying to piece it together is really kind of becoming frustrating, I guess, because I don't think the story should be that complicated. But it is so difficult to find like comprehensive, not even analyses, but like breakdowns of the things that aren't speculation. Especially because if you look online, there's so much shit that's just like wrong, you know, and not just opinions I disagree with, but like things that are expressly not the text. Like, it's not a case of misreading the subtext, it's a case of like, this thing is not true. You know? Be like, I'll look online and be like, oh, what's this lift all about? They'll be like, oh, well, actually, it's not a lift, it's a UFO, and it's, the golems are from space, and the lift of Dectus Crest landed here. And lift is a funny, ironic name. Which is like, just so obviously incorrect, and then you'll see it repeated 100,000 times. Specifically, I was looking at the dialogue, the message that Blythe leaves you, saying, "There's a traitor taken care of. Go on then. I'll meet up with you later." And he leaves that message after you've beaten Radahn, before you go down into Nocron. And I was trying to work out, you know, is this a real message from Blythe? Is he talking about Radahn? Is he talking about his intent to deal with Celadus? Or is this a false message, a fake message left by Iji so that you don't go looking for Blythe because he's locked him up in the jail? And so many messages are like, oh, he's talking about Darrell. Yeah, he's just talking about Darrell. You remember the Bloodhound Knight that you killed 60 hours ago and was a footnote in Blythe's quest and didn't really matter, but was referred to once as a traitor? Yeah, he's super talking about that, even though you've met his boss, Ronnie, you've sworn allegiance to her, you've killed Radahn, you've released the stars from the sky. Since then, now he's talking about going and dealing with Darrell, who is already dead. It's just like, that's just such a... Like, it's not even a surface level reading, right? It's not like it's, oh, this is, you've not really engaged your brain. It's like, this is wrong. Like, this is just stupid and bad. It could have been Radahn, which would be interesting. If you consider Radahn to be a traitor to the Korean house, because he froze the stars. It's in the past tense, so it refers to, there's a traitor taken care of, like, we've just dealt with it. But there's some question that it might be a mistranslation of there's a traitor to take care of. In which case it could be that he's on his way to go and deal with Celadus. But was waylaid by Iji. And put into jail by Iji on his way to do that. Or that Iji has told him there's another traitor to deal with. As a pretense to get him to come back to put him in the jail. Or again, it could be a message left by Iji to throw you off the scent and make you not worry about the fact that, hey, where's Blythe? I suppose, thinking about it now, there is also the possibility that if you believe that Blythe is a construct of the Greater Will, and he has the capacity to be turned on Ronnie as reprimand against her actions, he could be talking about Ronnie. And he's on his way to kill Ronnie, and Iji puts him in the jail. Except you get him out of the jail. And then nothing happens. So it seems unlikely to be Ronnie, but that's an interpretation I would... That, you know, there's lots of options. There's like, it's Radahn, it's Celadus, it's Ronnie, it's Iji, it's nobody, and it's a fake person that Iji demented, or it's Iji left a message. There's like 6 possible options, all of which are open to interpretation. The one that I think is just not open to interpretation is, oh, it's that dead guy from days ago. Yeah, he's suddenly really interested in that guy who's already dead, and is bringing that up now. You know, you killed Radahn, so now he wants to talk about Darrell. Fucking what? Not a lot is known about Darrell, but I have this great sword. Let me see, maybe it says something about Darrell. Bloodhound's Fang. Bloodhound Knights, they're just a type of knight. Yeah, okay. So not a lot going on there. Kind of a shame. Not a lot going on there, but here's what it is. That would have been great if that had suddenly given me the answer. It seems unlikely that it would have done. But, yeah. We don't have a huge amount of information, right? About Blythe, honestly. There is some cut dialogue from Grandana's boss fight, where it seems like she may have summoned Blythe as a ghost to fight you. Like she summons the wolves, like she summons the dragon, like she summons a troll. And weirdly, like she summons a Bloodhound Knight. She doesn't have dialogue for Bloodhound Knight. She does for the other 3. But she does have dialogue for summoning Blythe. But that's clearly been cut from the game for one reason or another. Possibly because he's not dead, and it would be weird to fight the ghost of somebody who's still alive. Possibly because you might not have that Blythe and they would have no fucking reason to understand who he is. And it would be meaningless. Or possibly because if you hadn't yet met Blythe and you fought him there, you would be disinclined to deal with him later on. Who knows? Lots of reasons. But he was at one point going to be in the boss fight with Renala, which is interesting. It doesn't tell us a lot, except that it seems to confirm that yes, he was thought of as, you know, family by Brownie and Renala. She refers to him as Blythe, my child, which is not literal, obviously, but is that's given that he was seen as an adopted sibling, that makes sense. God, I'm playing badly. I feel actually pretty dizzy. Possibly because I was just running around in circles. Yeah, gosh, I feel really quite terrible. Anyway, we've dealt with that. My point being that beyond that interaction with Renala and the mask, the only text about Blythe is really directly in Ronnie's questline and in the mask, which again doesn't have a lot to be said, honestly. Whoever it is, just an assassin at some point assumed the guy's in Ronnie's shadow. It sure looks like him. That's it. And it's a relic of, so it's presumably, you know, past tense. No longer relevant. You know, I have no godly idea how I got up there. Maybe I died to a, in my other account. Sorry, I just briefly logged into my other playthrough, and I found that I was also on Mount Gilby, in, some kind of, abandoned village, or village anyway, it might not have been abandoned. And I just can't see how I would have got there from, I came up via the Lumenstream Precipice, which put me out, yeah, here. I did do the Perfumer's Ruin, and then I came up here. And I have no godly idea how I ended up somewhere over here. It's so strange. My best guess, given that there is an abductive urchin nearby, is that maybe I was killed by one and it took me there. But I'm really haven't the focused. Anyway. Anyway. I think I would like to see what's going on in this mine. If you stand on the road long enough, someone will come to find you. Drop something that's fun. I'm also about 18 levels higher in this run than I was on my other account, which explains why I had such an easy time with the Magma Orb, I suppose. It does make me worry that, yeah, I might have overleveled. I might have overshot. I'm still getting one-tapped by enemies in Caelid, though, so it's pretty hard to say, honestly. Where I just killed the Wow, yeah, I am feeling really quite motion sick from even just small cameras. What's going on? I might not be able to do this actually. Might have just been a rant about Glide and From some storytelling and how difficult it is to find things that yeah. Alright. I'm playing really bad. I think I'm just gonna this could be the lost episode. This isn't a real stream. I'm feeling kinda dizzy and weirdly warm. I think I probably have to go and lay down. Cringe. Alright. I'll try again tomorrow.